For so many CPA firms, financial reporting is just a constant, painful grind. So, in this explainer, we're going to talk about how you can take that bottleneck and turn it into a powerful strategic asset for your firm and, most importantly, for your clients. All right, let's just dive right in and talk about a massive pain point. For way too many firms, the end of a reporting cycle isn't some smooth finish line. Nope, it's a chaotic, last-minute scramble. So, does this question hit a little too close to home? If you feel like you and your team are constantly fighting fires just to get those reports out the door, well, you are definitely not alone. It's a huge challenge across the industry. And it's not hard to see why this happens, right? You're juggling massive transaction volumes from all your different clients. The data is scattered across totally disconnected systems. And on top of all that, you've got these relentless deadlines and that incredibly complex web of US GAAP compliance where there's just zero room for error. The stakes here are incredibly high. I mean, an inefficient system doesn't just create stress inside your office. It leads to some very real, very serious business risks. We're talking delayed reports that make clients unhappy, costly mistakes that can crush your credibility, and, yeah, strained relationships that hit your firm's bottom line. But what if you could just re-engineer this entire process? Let's look at a strategic solution that is absolutely changing the game for US CPA firms by doing just that. Now, this isn't just about offloading a few tasks. This is strategic outsourcing. I want you to think of it like a hybrid engine for your firm. You've got a real-time, nearshore team that's providing that crucial oversight, while a high-volume offshore team handles all the heavy lifting. And together, they create this seamless reporting machine. Here's a great way to think about it. Picture a world-class kitchen, right? You have all these different chefs and cooks, and every single one has a specialized role. They all work in perfect sync. Well, that is exactly what this model does for your financial reporting. It becomes a seamless, expert extension of your in-house team. So how does this whole kitchen brigade actually work in practice? Well, it's built on two core parts, a nearshore team and an offshore team. And they're designed to work together perfectly to maximize both your speed and your accuracy. So on one side, you've got your nearshore team. They are all about oversight, real-time communication, and quality control. Then, on the other side, you have the offshore team. They're your bulk processing powerhouse, handling the heavy lifting of all those high-volume transactions. One gives you precision and control, the other gives you scale and power. Think of the nearshore team as your sous chef. Because they operate in overlapping time zones, communication is fast, it's fluid. They standardize your processes, they run rapid data checks, and they pull everything together to give you those actionable client insights. They really are a real-time extension of your team, focused on quality. And then you've got your offshore powerhouse. This is like your prep crew. These are the experts at processing huge volumes of transactions with incredible accuracy. They use structured reviews to slash errors and handle all that tedious, time-consuming data entry. And this gives your firm amazing, cost-efficient scalability without having to hire more full-time staff. Okay, so you have this powerful, outsourced engine humming along, but who's actually steering the ship? Well, that's where your in-house leadership comes in. And this is key. This model is designed to empower your key people, not replace them. So your accounting manager becomes the head chef. They're managing the day-to-day operations and coordinating with the outsourced teams. Meanwhile, your controller is the executive chef, providing that high-level oversight, making sure everything is GAAP compliant and giving that final, critical stamp of approval. This clear division of labor is absolutely crucial. It frees your internal team from getting bogged down in the weeds of data entry. This allows them to focus on high-value work, quality control, big picture strategy, and client advisory, all of it powered by this amazing outsourced support system. So, you've built the engine, you've defined the leadership roles. What's the payoff? What does this all really mean for you? Let's look at the transformation and the incredible results you can expect. The transformation follows a pretty clear roadmap. First, you centralize all that client data and standardize your templates. Then, you bring in your team strategically to automate those repetitive tasks. And finally, a multi-level review process locks in the quality, which lets you leverage that clean data for some really powerful client insights. The benefits here are so tangible. You get access to a global pool of skilled professionals who already know US standards inside and out. You get timely, accurate reports every single time, and maybe most importantly, you slash your team's workload, freeing them up to focus on the high-value advisory services that actually grow your firm. We're talking about things like analyzing a client's cash flow to recommend a better growth strategy. That's the good stuff. And here's the best part. This isn't some far-off dream that takes years to realize. The impact is incredibly fast. Most firms that adopt this model see significant, measurable improvements in both the speed and the accuracy of the reporting within just 1 or 2 reporting cycles. That's it. At the end of the day, this is the ultimate goal, right? It's about fundamentally changing your perspective. Financial reporting stops being this recurring burden, and it becomes a streamlined process that gives your firm a real, true competitive advantage. So, we'll leave you with this one question to think about. Right now, is your firm's reporting process an asset that's driving value, or is it a liability that's holding you back? Because the answer to that question could really define the future of your firm's growth. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.